You're listening to the Adventure Sports Podcast. Thanks for adventuring with us as we discover what incredible athletes and outdoor enthusiasts are doing all over the world. Now here's your host, Kurt Linville.
Hello friends, welcome to the Adventure Sports Podcast. I am speaking to you from the past. Again today. Today is Wednesday, January the 14th, and I'm not here. I'm in Tanzania. And today is the day when all of our crew is meeting somewhere near the steps of Kilimanjaro. And tomorrow will be the first day that we actually begin ascending the tallest mountain in Africa. So, first of all, this episode is actually going to be guest hosted by the fine gentlemen from Backpacking and Blisters. That's Carl Mandrioli and Derek Somerville. Now, what I like best about Derek thus far is that the last syllable of his last name and the last syllable of my last name match up. And I don't know what that means, if there's any significance at all. His name is Somerville, but they misspelled it, so I don't even know what that means. My name is Linville, and I like to joke that the Lin actually means language. And that's just because I like to talk, I like to write, I like to do all those things, but that's really a transliteration. So you've got me introducing the other Ville and Carl Mandrioli. I met Carl years ago at Outdoor Retailer, and we've kind of been acquaintances and checked in with each other for a long, long time now. So I am very thankful to Carl and Derek for stepping in while I am on the Kilimanjaro expedition and bringing you some fresh content. Now, they're going to try really hard to sell you on the idea of never listening to the Adventure Sports Podcast again and only listening to Backpacking and Blisters. I know they will. I'm not even here to defend myself, so I'm just telling you in advance, when they do that, well, it might be a good idea. You never really know, but we put out more content than they do, so at least listen to us when they don't have a show live. And we really appreciate you for listening to the Adventure Sports Podcast. Carl and Derek, great guys. I thought that before I handed this over to them, I would give you a couple of discoveries, might be the way to say this, about preparing for expedition travel. Now, I have done a lot of adventures. I have done travel in lots of places around the world. This is the first trip where I'm traveling to a remote place, and everything that I might need while I'm gone, I have to make sure I take with me, because when we're on Mount Kilimanjaro, then we're not going to have access to go get the toothbrush that we forgot. I used that example with my son when I was explaining to him how packing actually is more of a challenge than I expected. And he says, "Dad, you've already done that when you were in Kenya, remember?" Sure enough, I lost my toothbrush in Kenya. And my dear Kenyan friend, Joseph Kamani, was driving us, and all of a sudden he pulls over to the side of the road and he stops. I look at him, I'm like, what's going on? Why are we stopping? And he points at a thorn bush out in the field and he says, "Toothbrush." I said, "What?" He goes, yeah, toothbrush, that thorn bush, toothbrush. And so I went out there to this thorn bush. I still don't know what it was. And I cut off a twig. And if you chew the end of this twig, it makes bristles just like a toothbrush. Not only that, but the sap inside of it was really kind of freshening to your mouth, although it wasn't mint. Definitely not mint. But I used that stick toothbrush for, I don't know, maybe even weeks. And then I found my toothbrush buried somewhere in the bottom of my pack. But I kind of like the stick better. Anyway, all of that to say, this has been quite the experience just packing for this trip. And all the people that I have interviewed over the years about expedition travel, I never brought that up, never thought of it, never realized it. It takes a lot more effort and careful planning to pack to a specific weight limit when you're going overseas and you're going somewhere far away from all the services. And I'll be really transparent here. I have been overthinking this. I really have been overthinking this. It has been a long time since I've done a expedition style trip. And I am so excited. And just a couple of updates. I'm going to put together some episodes while we are climbing the mountain so that I can present those when we get back. It'll be about climbing Africa's tallest peak, what it's really like to interact with the culture, the people, the weather, the the vegetation, everything that you might want to know about Kilimanjaro. I'm going to try to encapsulate that down into episode length so that you can experience it with us. I'm also going to take a lot of video while I'm there, and I'll post it somewhere. So if you want to see the video, I'll let you know about that as well. We are doing this trip. 15 guys are climbing Kilimanjaro to raise money for We See Hope, and I've mentioned that several times. I'm not stopping contributing to We See Hope just because the climb is past. Our goal was $20,000. We're not there yet. I want to keep going. I'm not going to pester you guys for money. I want you to know that in advance. I'm not going to pester you for money. But the $20,000 remains a goal for the Adventure Sports Podcast. So I've been thinking, what's the best way to continue to move toward that goal over time without pestering you, the audience? And here, I'm going to ask you because I don't know what the best way to do it is. It's something I want to be very, very careful with. I want to be sensitive, not to wear you out and bug you about giving to save children in Africa. We've heard that meme so many times, but this is for real. We See Hope rescues homeless children, orphans, orphaned often by parents who died of AIDS, living on the streets. Maybe they're just impoverished, but regardless, they get food, they get clothing, they get shelter, they get education, they get entrepreneurial skills, they get a crack at having a successful life. And like I said once before, I believe this will be generational. If you save a kid, then that kid has a more successful existence. That means that his or her children has a much better chance at thriving in life. And this could go on generation to generation to generation. So you help one kid now, you might be helping hundreds later down the road. It's just such a beautiful opportunity. So the Adventure Sports Podcast is going to continue supporting We See Hope. And we want to reach the $20,000 goal. The question I have is, and I want you to answer this, email us at info@adventuresportspodcast.com. Put ideas in the comments. Do that. Put ideas in the comments. Or join our Discord server, and we can just have a chat back and forth and brainstorm. Whatever, I'm looking for ideas, the best way for the Adventure Sports Podcast to raise more money for We See Hope for the kids in Africa without bugging you about it all the time. One thought that I had is people could join our Patreon, and they could earmark the money that they give to Patreon, and we'll just pass it straight on to We See Hope. Or maybe if you come to Patreon and you give to the Adventure Sports Podcast, we'll automatically give a percentage of that to We See Hope, just as because it's our mission to help We See Hope as well as to help everyone that hears about the Adventure Sports Podcast to get out into the outdoors, connect with nature, get healthy, have fun, build community, build richer, better families, all that kind of stuff. So our mission includes helping people, and that means these kids in Africa too. Anyway, I'm looking for your ideas. Please, show notes, Discord, info@adventuresportspodcast.com, Patreon. You can reach us in so many different ways. Now I'm going to be even more transparent. I started packing for this trip a couple of weeks ago because I wanted to be ahead of the game. It is now Saturday. I leave tomorrow. I haven't yet gotten everything in a suitcase. It's not even done yet. And it's been a very strange dynamic. I'm just going to confess, I don't really know what to expect. And the people we're climbing with, the guiding service, has provided us with a checklist of things to bring. But I keep thinking about all the what ifs. And what's really funny about that is I've been adapting to challenging situations in the wilderness my whole life, going into the woods with far less than maybe I needed, but being just fine. But for some reason, this one is kind of creating an itch that I'm not sure that I know how to scratch. It's very, very strange, but that's what I've been going through. And I have been packing and repacking and unpacking and going down the checklist and then weighing the weight of the bag and then thinking, what can I leave? What should I take? What did I forget? I've been going through all of this stuff over and over and over again, and then finding out, I don't know if I can take this on the plane. I don't know if this is allowed through customs, all the things. It has taken me so much longer. I'm accustomed to a change of clothes and a toothbrush. I'm good to go, right? Not so in this case. And part of me thinks that, in my subconscious somewhere, I am overthinking it quite a lot. and I don't know what that means. But here's something that's going to be very interesting, and maybe I'll share some of this when we get back, but I'm traveling with this group of guys. They are from all over the world. They're from different places around the United States. Some of them are from the valley where I live here in the Colorado Rockies. Some are from Texas. Some are from, I think, Oklahoma. Some are from the UK, United Kingdom. Every one of the guys that I've met thus far, and I've not met them all, clearly, but everyone that I've met thus far has just been superb. Fantastic human being. I am super excited to get to know these people. But at the same time, I also recognize these guys are kind of all alpha males. I might be wrong about that, but it's going to be so interesting to get people together on a trip to the highest point in the African continent, some of them who are not mountaineers, who have never climbed before maybe, no experience or very little experience. And when you have that many chiefs in the group, what is the group dynamic going to be like when things get tough? And they will get tough. You don't get to 19,000 feet without things getting tough. It's just very, very curious what the group dynamic, the social dynamic will be. I know that everyone is starting with the intention of being a team, supporting each other, carrying each other to the top, and I imagine there will be some of that going on. But there's going to be, well, I suspect some very interesting stories about how all this turns out. So that's something that I've been kind of percolating in the back of my mind. Super excited to go through this adventure with these guys. But usually when you choose a team to go on an expedition like this, usually you handpick the people that you know already, that you know their strengths and their weaknesses, and you try to get a group of people that complement each other in those strengths. So, where I'm weak, someone else could be strong, and how we could succeed as a team together and all that sort of thing. This group isn't really like that. This is a group of guys who said, yes, I would like to do something huge, and I would like to support We See Hope. I'd like to get together with a group of guys and do our best. But many of us don't even know each other. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Enough of me blabbing about it. I am starting the climb, your time now. I'm starting the climb, your tomorrow. And I appreciate your thoughts. I'm going to let Carl and Derek take over from the Backpacking and Blisters podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Adventure Sports Podcast. I am Derek Somerville, and with me today is my partner from our podcast, Backpacking and Blisters, Carl Mandrioli. I have no joke prepared, as you can tell. Let's see what you can do. Go for it.
Yeah, welcome to the Adventure Sports Podcast. It's an honor to be here as co-host. Derek Somerville is my co-host, and he was actually planning on getting a brain transplant, but then he changed his mind.
I love how you carry the bad jokes from our podcast over to this one seamlessly. So good. That was really bad. It was so good. This is going to be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah. We're on the Adventure Sports Podcast, my friend. This is awesome.
It's like you've never had an adventure before. You sound a little too excited. Is that safe to say?
We're going to be talking about an adventure. We're going to get the worst backpacking trip of all time.
We are.
Which is a trip both of us went on a couple years ago. So we're going to get to that. And a bit about us is our podcast, Backpacking Blisters, is tips and tales with a sense of humor. So if you don't have a sense of humor, then you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, don't listen. It's fine.
Don't listen. That's right. So we've been buddies for years, and we'd like to play off each other, poke fun at each other, but it's all in good spirit, or at least most of the time. Is that correct?
Carl may be bald, guys, but I still style his hair as best I can, and that's why we still manage to have great conversation and hang out, right? I mean, I'm the only guy.
All right, so you will not believe the series of unfortunate events and decisions that all happened on this one trip. That's what we're going to get to, but we got to give you a little bit of backstory first. So what's the backstory of like this type of trip we go on, Derek?
The backstory? Okay, this is like an annual trip we do every July. We get a group of guys, usually get buddies we know, and we go on this adventure. It's supposed to be some epic journey, and this particular trip in this year was just
don't give it away. Don't give it away.
In a nutshell, it was just disaster after disaster, and we had all kinds of ridicularity going on.
A couple things you have to know about kind of our crew is that we've been doing this for years, for decades. We've been going with these guys, pretty much the same guys. And so you would think that people that go backpacking for so long would be very experienced, would be very wise, would be very good decision makers. And really none of that is the case. Is that fair to say?
Should we give them like a little quick highlight thing before we do this or no? Should we give them nothing? Do you want?
What does that mean? Highlight that.
I was going to say, this story's got broken friendships, wrestling, old men with bags on their feet, lightning and swords, and we got...
No, I think we just jump.
Nothing.
So the other thing that you have to know is we kind of upped the ante a few years back where we thought it was fun to do something ridiculous and crazy on the backpacking trip, and so I actually got a trophy. I got one at a flea market that we called the Strider Award, named after Strider from Lord of the Rings. So whoever brought or did the most ridiculous thing on our July trip was awarded the Strider Award for the year. So that kind of plays into what weird things we have. So without giving anything away, Derek, can you give some examples of things people have done or brought over the years?
One example of the Strider Award was a buddy of ours brought some inflatable rafts that you could use as boats, use as loungers at camp. Just pretty ridiculous. Heavy, but he brought it. One year, the same guy built a boat and floated around using those, and so he sailed across a whole lake. So, stuff like that. When you're doing something awesome or something outlandish, you're going to probably get the Strider Award.
Your storytelling is amazing. I think people are imagining somebody packing in a full-size canoe or something into the backcountry. That is not what happened.
It basically happened. No. Have you gotten the Strider Award? Did you do anything awesome?
Yeah,
you did actually. I think the year you got it, I'm going to mention quick because it was pretty. This guy right here with no hair brought rappelling gear in his backpack.
That's not why I got it.
That's one reason, dude. You took us rappelling down a mountain. It was pretty rad.
I got the Strider Award because we did a trip in Maroon Bells in Colorado where it's like the 4-pass loop. It's a tough trip, and I carried a patio chair strapped to my backpack over the entire 4 passes.
That was absurd. Some say the Strider Award you got might be. Your wife told me it was the highlight of your life. Is that
possibly?
Is that accurate?
One of them.
Yeah.
One of them. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, that's just the backstory. Let's get to this, my friend. So we went to Yosemite a few years back. We've gone to Yosemite a number of times. It's kind of like our stomping grounds. This trip could not have gotten worse. And so we're going to start with events leading up to the trip itself. And so, folks, if you have done backpacking trips or plan to do a backpacking trip in the future, hopefully this is some sort of an encouragement because people that have gone before making all these mistakes, it can't get any worse than this, right?
You think after years and years, over a decade of doing whatever, we would have had it dialed, but this trip just proved it doesn't matter. Stuff can just still go wrong no matter how long you've been doing this. So
correct.
Here we go.
So we're going to go chronological order. Do you know what chronological means?
It means your hair is slowly going like that. Oh, that's receding. That's my bad. Chronological, yeah, in order from the beginning. Here we go.
Okay, I think you hit on the hair thing enough. I think you're good there, Derek.
I have a couple more. I might break out later. Just buckle up.
Okay, so this all started before the trip. A guy who was relatively new to our trip and to our group was super excited to go. He'd gone the previous year. He crushed it. He was a lot of fun to have, but he calls me up and he says, just so you know, I have a little bit of a back injury, and I think I'll be good for the trip. I just wanted to give you a heads up because I just wanted to be fair and just let you know, I might have to bail. And I'm like, he lives in another state, so I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know how your back feels. So I was like, if you think you can go, you can go. How do I know, right?
Yeah. What do you say to that? What's a little bit of a back injury?
I don't even know what that means.
You have a sore back?
It could be a sore back.
Did he say he might bail? He said he might bail?
He really wanted to go. He didn't want to bail. He says he's been doing exercises and stretches to make sure he's good to go for the trip.
How about an MRI? How about that? No? How about that?
We were a lot younger then. I don't know that we're throwing around MRIs like we are as we get older, right?
I'm just saying you're going to hear what happens and then you're going to be like, yeah, maybe he should have got the MRI.
In retrospect, I don't know. So if you're a trip leader, I think what we're going to do is we're going to hit on what we should have done, obviously. And so if you're a trip leader and somebody's like, I have a back injury and we're doing a hard trip, which is partially off trail involving navigation and clambering up and over rocks and down canyons and things, I don't know. Would you say no to that guy?
Again, it's so subjective. We saw him the year before. He was amazing. He kept up, no problem. Super fun guy to be around. And then he's like, I got a little bit of a back injury. I don't know what that means. I've had a little bit of a back injury, but I'm still doing a lot of my normal stuff.
Are you bragging right now? Is this like a Humble brag.
I'm kind of bragging. Yeah. It's a big deal. Like I can lift up like a 2-pound bag of trash. So what can you do?
I can still go to the mailbox. I got a back injury.
Wow. I mean, if you can get up and down from the toilet, you can come on the trip. That's you know what I mean?
That's the test. Okay, so folks, if you're trying to figure this out in the future, that's the litmus test is, can you easily get up and down from the toilet? So there you go.
Yeah. There you go. That's the bar.
So that's the first thing. All right. So that's kind of like setting the stage. Second thing, what happened?
Setting the stage. We're maybe 2 miles in, right? We're just crested over a little hill. We went around a lake, blah, 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 blah. I think I heard him scream or yell at one point. And we all kind of go like, hey, what's the deal? We all kind of like gather around him. He's like, he tells us he's tweaked his back. It hurts really bad, but he wants to push on. He wants to push on.
He's a tough guy.
So I think, isn't this the point where I remember taking some of his gear at this point and putting it in my bag?
Yeah, so we decided to push on with him because at this point, we don't really have a plan B for like how do we evacuate somebody from a trail. This is before like all the Garmin inReaches and things like that.
I know. I'm not even here. I'm halfway around the world, but I had to interrupt, forgive me, to share Campfire Ranch. It's just too cool to pass up. If you're a mountain biker and you have a group of mountain biker friends, or maybe you're a hiker, that sort of thing, you really need to check this out. My friend Sam started Campfire Ranch several years ago, and his goal, his mission, is to energize places by creating meaningful human experiences in the outdoors. At all of the Campfire Ranch locations, from their campgrounds to trailside lodges to backcountry huts, their goal is to help you stay in the place and in the way that you want so that you can spend more time getting out there and getting after it. Campfire Ranch Little Sugar is a trailside lodge located in Bella Vista, Arkansas, just north of Bentonville, the mountain bike capital of the world. The lodge features 7 private bedrooms with ensuite bathrooms and communal spaces for gathering, meeting with others, and relaxing after a long day on the trails. Little Sugar has immediate access to 160-plus miles of public trails designed for mountain biking, gravel biking, trail running, and hiking, and it also has easy access to the food, art, and music scene of downtown Bentonville. So grab some buddies and go to www.campfireranch.co/ASP. That's not .com, it's .co/ASP, and you'll get 15% off nightly base rates at Little Sugar in Bella Vista, Arkansas. And this opportunity is valid all the way through 2026. But you know how these things go. Your weekend is going to fill up quickly, so go right now to campfireranch.co/ASP to plan your big adventure.
We've talked about this.
Wisdom would suggest just send the guy back to the trailhead, give me the keys to your car, and like go figure it out, buddy. It's your fault. But one of my faults as a leader is I'm a people pleaser, so I just want to make sure everybody can go, everybody has a good time. So we hit this lake, and at that point we're going off trail, and that's when what did you say? We start divvying up the gear?
I think we all decided, like, let's take some weight off of his gear. I remember putting stuff in my backpack, pots or clothes or something. And by the way, too many clothes. Let's talk about that for a second. Too many clothes. Wait, 4 outfits? 4 outfits.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just, which is fine. Like I've been in his shoes. I know how he feels. I think we've talked about this since, and we should have been like, you know what? Yeah, I think this isn't going to work. If you're screaming and you have a back injury and you're basically giving us all your gear and it's going to get harder, we should have just sent it back.
That was the easy part.
That was definitely our mistake, for sure.
Yeah. I think, if you're 2 to 3 miles into the trip and you're dividing up somebody's gear, then you got a little bit of a problem on your hands.
Is this the problem with, you got a bunch of dudes, we're all like, what are we in our 40s yet? We're in our 30s? I don't know, late 30s, let's say. And it's just like that ego thing. It's like, nah, dude, we got it. We can keep going. Like, there's no, right. I'm not dead. If I'm not dead, I'm going, basically. So that got us in the butt right there for sure. But, okay, so we kept going, though. We
kept going. His pack must have weighed like 5 pounds at that point, and I think only 3 of the dudes actually took weight out of his pack. It was Derek and I did, so we're gonna wear that badge proudly. Like, we carried his weight, but really it's kind of,
I took it. Yeah.
It's kind of like a foolish badge because we shouldn't have done that at all. So okay, so anyway, adding more tension to the trip. I decided I want to make a documentary. I don't want to film this trip. And had I known ahead of time about the disaster nature, like that would have been the storyline. But I was just trying to film, but I was also in charge of the trip. And so I was also trying to navigate as we go off trail and we go in search of a lake. And so we're climbing up to this ridge, and I'm trying to get these epic shots of like the lake we just left in the backdrop. I'm getting shots of us literally putting gear in each other's pack from like, sharing the load there. And I'm trying to film and I'm trying to navigate. Horrible idea. I should have had, I don't know why you didn't step up, Derek. Why didn't you navigate?
Why didn't I navigate? Well, I should have. I think I was dealing with his weight, his gear, and I had some tech stuff of my own. I think that was part of the mentality was like, oh, we'll just push through this off-road section and we can figure it out. We've glanced at the map a few times. Like, we know where we're going.
There were like 3 or 4 people on the trip qualified to navigate off trail, and somehow none of them chipped in. So I was trying to navigate and film at the same time.
Nobody.
We never found the lake.
Everybody
We
failed.
never found it. We ended up just camping in some podunk, like, cruddy spot. And
awful.
It just wasn't, I don't even think Derek remembers where we camped. It was that bad.
I don't. I thought we camped somewhere else. I thought day 2 was day 1, and you're telling me day 2. Whatever, I got all confused, but I didn't even, we all failed. Like, I should have got the map out and been like, with somebody else, because you're fiddling with all this other junk, and we should have been like, this is where we're going. Right. Let's just go here. But we didn't do that. We didn't do that.
So we never found the lake, and so as a result, on day 2, we had to figure out where the heck we were, and then figure out our way kind of across this open area back to the trail. So day 2, Derek, what goes down towards the beginning?
So we gather, we're going down this kind of like a rock granite face with a river going through it, and I hear another yelp. I hear another yelp from another back issue, and I think that's when we all kind of gathered around, and we're like, what are we gonna do? Right. What are we gonna do? We had two competing ideas, which was, your idea was like, we need to stay on the trail or get back to the trail and kind of follow this out. And maybe there's an escape hatch out here, or we just keep going or whatever, right? And then we had this other theory that was like, well, we're trying to go over there on the map, and I bet if we just go up and over this ridge that we really don't know where it's going to end up, we have an idea, then that'd be a lot quicker, but also a lot more challenging because the grade was just pretty steep. So what do we do? Do we just take all of his weight and just let him climb up by himself? Or do we just like battle and go to the trail and go around? And it became this like, I don't know, mutinous argument.
Yeah, you're making this really interesting story very boring. So
am I?
Do I need to jump in?
Okay, great one.
The crux is that we had 2 dudes, one of them the bad guy, the least experienced guys on our trip. They are like, we're not gonna keep going down this river. The river was kind of like our way to figure out where we were on the map. Instead, we're gonna climb over a treacherous ridge with the back guy. We're gonna lead the way, going in a spot where the ranger specifically said not to go, just so we can get to our campsite faster, and we're gonna basically shortcut it off trail over a very exposed, dangerous area that could get us killed. Who's with us? These are the 2 loud type A guys leading the charge, right?
Yeah, that was interesting because you had a lot of male ego going on there, and it was like, and then if you think about it too, let's think about it from the other side. Like, if we went up the crazy pass and did that, we didn't do that obviously, but if we went up and did that, then the trip's just like a lot shorter for everybody else, right? Unless we decide to do something else. But let's alter the entire trip.
No, it's not. I think it's a lot longer. I think somebody dies if we go up that ridge.
So? Probably actually. I wouldn't even put the back guy in the,
Probably me. Yeah. But I just kind of was hanging back. I was like letting people kind of hash it out and argue, and the guys that, put the least effort into the trip, just like try to decide for everybody. How did you respond? Were you like, you know what, we should listen to wisdom on this? Or were you kind of like, I'm with you guys. I think we should go.
For whatever reason, I think I just like compounded the male ego issue that trip. I don't know why. There was something in the air. Maybe it was a full moon. I don't know. And I was like, you know what? I think we could do that ridge. I think we can do it.
We can make the ridge. It sounds like a war movie.
Part of me wanted the challenge. But in hindsight, I'm like, that was a terrible idea.
Yeah. I mean, if the Rangers are like, this area's off limits, this is where you're going to die, like, I feel like that's good advice, right?
I mean, it's probably the best advice we've gotten from a ranger in a while.
So we had like a powwow and finally convinced them to keep going down to the trail, which happened to be like epic scenery along the way, all right? But just having guys that were least qualified try to usurp the trip plan was really crazy. So, okay. Yeah. So then, this is where it gets like even worse. So we have a full day of hiking. Not as much goes on the rest of the day until that night. So that night we made camp. We have a good time hanging out at camp. And Derek and I decided to crash a little bit early.
Oh, yes.
So everybody's kind of hanging around the campfire. And I was like, all right, Derek and I are going to crash. The 10, you guys good to kind of, take care of everything? And they're like, oh, yeah, we're good. Because, of course, they're experienced backpackers. So we go to sleep. We fall asleep. And I wake up in the middle of the night. And everybody's, it's like probably 2, 3 a.m. And I hear a sound outside the tent.
Crackling.
The campfire's still going. Yeah, and I was like, but it's like full-blown campfire. I'm like, are they still hanging out? Like, what's going on? I look around. I'm like, everybody's in their tents. And so there's like this ghost campfire. Nobody's sitting around. It's just going as if they never stinking put the campfire out. Like, we could have started a forest fire on that trip.
Did you see flames or embers? Like, what were you looking at? When you...
No. Full fire.
Full fire?
Borderline bonfire.
Oh, wow. That is
101. So I get up and Derek's like, Carl, you take care of it. So I got out of the tent and got another buddy, and we were not too far from a lake, so we started kind of gathering water, and we eventually put it out. Next morning, the guys were like, oh no, we put it out, but I guess we didn't like separate the wood out, and so it kind of had reheated and like reignited somehow. Which is possible if you do a terrible job putting it out, right?
I mean, they didn't pee on it. They didn't do any water balls on it. Like nothing.
No, I think they said they put it out. They said they put it out. They just didn't separate the wood. I literally just explained this. Were you listening?
Look, all I'm saying is like I don't think they know what puts out a fire, and I think maybe we need to go over that. I mean, throw dirt on it.
I think they do now.
Throw some dirt.
I think they learned.
I mean anything. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could have been in the news for a bad reason from that trip, but okay, so that's day 2. Day 3, what's going on?
Day 3, we make it to the exposed plateau, I like to call this. This is where we had a glorious thunderstorm, lightning storm. But to make it worse, it was like it was raining. It was like hailing, I think, at one point. It was just torrential. We're all just like fully exposed. But then one of our guys has a... Don't ask me why. We have a huge camera slider because Carl wanted to document this whole thing, which was like
to film the trip. We talked about that.
Super obnoxious weight and long piece of metal.
It's basically like a large metal pole.
Large metal pole. Not only that, this particular character in our group, he loved to carry a ginormous metal sword.
5 pounds.
Just cuz. So in one arm he's got a sword, and the other arm he's got a
strider. Or we explained this already.
We had the strider, but he's got the sword in one hand, he's got a football in the other hand, he's got the metal pole in the backpack, exposed, lightning, totally ridiculous. So we are then running for cover, essentially. Did we tell him to just drop all the metal stuff and just run for cover?
Yeah, we made a run for it.
We had one other guy who was so cold. Yeah, we had one guy who's so cold, he's like, I'm going to quit and turn around. But I'm like, there's really nowhere to go, dude. Like, where are you going to go?
Right.
So we all just try to hunker down and get out of the storm.
Yeah. So we had one person who almost got struck by lightning because he's like asking for it. And then another guy who just didn't bring, he brought like a water resistant jacket, not a waterproof jacket, even though the gear listed waterproof. I guess I could have gone around and like tested all of the waterproof coatings.
I thought he had a poncho.
I don't know. Either way, it soaked through because the downpour was so strong.
It's terrible.
I guess on the bright side, like had that forest fire rage out of control, like it would have been put out the next day.
Oh yeah, that's true. So we wouldn't have been charged with anything probably.
That's right.
Yeah,
we would have gotten away with
it. That was pretty wild. So after that lightning storm, I think I believe it right after we crested over that hill, the sun came out a little bit, and then we met Old Man Trail, I guess I called him. He had the plastic bags on the feet. He had been going over 100 miles.
Old Man Trail.
And he was giving us some stories about where he's coming from, some different state or something. Just like full on like Lewis and Clark kind of guy. I'm like, dude, this guy is a baller. And it kind of inspired me to keep going. So we were all wiped.
Wait a minute. It inspired you to keep going? Like you're going to quit too now? What's going on here?
No, I'm not going to quit. But it was that little like extra like push you needed to get through the day. You know, it's like, this guy can do it. And he's got 150 with bags on his feet. I'm gonna make it to camp. Okay. I'm going to be okay.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you need to use that guy as inspiration for the other guys who, wanted to quit. So
it was fine.
So that was day 3. We had some other stuff go down as well that wasn't super positive. We might get to that later. But moving on to the last day, all we had to do is we got to descend. We actually head down the other side of Yosemite. We hit the John Muir Trail and kind of like head out through a spot called Tuolumne Meadows. And so it's like downhill to like a relatively flat portion, pretty easy. And this is like you'd think it'd be easy, right? So we encounter on the last day somebody who's become a notorious character on our podcast.
Legendary,
a woman named Ranger Annie. And she is a feisty ranger who's going to take no nonsense from any of you folks out there if you come across her. And so she stopped to check our permit, which is what they're supposed to do, and then she checked to see how many bear canisters we have because they're required in Yosemite for your food storage. And bear canisters are probably the number one most annoying piece of gear in the world. So
yes,
because Yosemite's our stomping grounds, we bring bear canisters still, but we strategically camp where the bears aren't coming, and we haven't had an issue in decades. In her defense, we were trying to
fudge the rules,
push the limits. Yeah, push the limits a little bit. So we didn't have enough bear canisters. Some of the guys were trying to mislead her about this. I just came around. I'm like, look, here's how many we have. It's not enough for the size of our group. I think we had 8 guys with us. And so
what happened?
So then she's like,
she started she was not intimidated by all 8 of us or however many we had. She just laid it out.
Or with the sword.
With the sword. Or with the metal pole and the football. She just came out and laid it out, and she's like, well, this is not something you can do. I need you guys, I'm going to have to write you up.
No, that's not how she taught. She went full, anger rage voice. You guys are killing bears because you refuse to bring enough bear canisters.
I think you took it as anger
rage. And she made accusations. I was like, well, it's the last day of our trip, and we haven't seen a bear yet. Are we still bear killers? And I was trying to ask politely with my soft, kind voice. That didn't work. That just set her off.
That's not what happened. Here's what happened is she laid down the smack right in front of Carl, in front of all of his buddies. And Carl hated it. He hated a woman just dropping the facts and emasculating him in front of his friends. And I will say, when she got out that little pad of paper and started writing, what's your name? Can I get your name? What's your name? And we were all kind of oh, dude, he's getting rid of. He's going to get blacklisted from Yosemite?
Right.
What's happening right now?
Yeah.
It was serious and kind of funny. It was kind of funny.
And so as a result, I have not been back to Yosemite since. Just kidding. I think that there has to be some sort of due process involved if you get blacklisted. But at the time, we thought we were getting blacklisted from Yosemite.
We did.
I tried to end on a good note. But that didn't work. So basically, we got reprimanded on our way out, and then we had just a couple miles to go. And of course, there's a forest fire somewhere else, on the eastern side of the Sierras, and we get smoked in the last couple miles of the trail. So we're just inhaling this deep smoke. Just to clarify, not from our campfire. Not from our campfire.
Not from our campfire. As far as we know.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's how the trip ended. We had some other stuff go down that was not preferable, but those were the lowlights of the worst backpacking trip of all time, where we somehow still made it to the end.
Nobody died. I guess that's good, right?
Nobody died. We could have died.
Yeah,
could have been blacklisted.
Friendships were ruined. We had wrestling.
There you go.
We had a wrestling match. I mean, it was memorable.
You want more of that story, you can check out our podcast. It's been referenced a number of times. And I think that if you're going to plan a backpacking trip in the future, or if you're already a backpacker, this should give you confidence that you can definitely plan a better trip than we did.
I would agree. You got any, you got some trivia?
A part of our show that we'd like to introduce you to is we always have a trivia section, or we typically do. And I've got National Parks trivia coming up right after this.
Here we go.
All right, so National Parks Trivia has been kind of a fun part of our show over the years. We actually had the most recent National Parks director on our show last season, and we actually asked him some questions, and I was able to stump him with some of the National Parks questions. So I think doesn't that make you feel better about always failing this trivia?
For sure. Did you remind me? Did you give him the Big Sur question?
Yeah. So the one that we stumped him on was it was a trick question. I asked him What's your favorite thing about Big Sur National Park, which is a state park in California? And he fell victim to that. So, yeah.
It was well worded.
Yeah, well worded. Anyway, I don't have any trick questions this time, though. I just got straight up questions. Our rule is you got to get 2 out of 3 to get them correct. Please play along as we go. Are you ready, Derek?
I don't know. Probably not. But let's go. Here we go.
Number 1. What is the biggest national park by land size Is it A, Denali, B, Yellowstone, C, Wrangell St. Elias, or D, Death Valley?
Death Valley. Okay, we got... Oh, geez, that's a good one. Let me think.
I don't think I've asked this before.
It's got... I don't remember... Okay, wait. Okay, go through them one more time. You had Wrangell, you had Death Valley, you had...
Denali, Yellowstone, Death Valley.
It's not Yellowstone. I want to say Denali, and then Wrangell. What is Wrangell? I'm gonna go Wrangell. Is it Wrangell?
Wrangell is correct.
Yes.
It's like bigger than like a couple of these national parks plus Switzerland combined. So it's massive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in southeastern Alaska.
Okay. Okay.
It's on our list.
Okay.
It's on our
That's
list.
good.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I don't know where it was.
Number 2, which of these is not a national park? One of my favorite questions here. Is it A, Black Canyon of the Gunnison, B, Dead Horse Point, or C, White Sands?
These are all so random. Oh.
They're not. 2 of them are actual national parks. One's a state park.
I'm going to say the gun one.
The gun one?
Is that what you said? Gun something?
Black Canyon of the Gunnison. I just like you called it the gun one.
The gun one. Don't know.
All right. Black Canyon of the Gunnison is in Colorado, and it is a national park.
No!
It's actually not on my list. It's just like a really small, I don't even know what's a national park. Like, it's beautiful there, but it's just so small. So, Dead Horse Point is a state park in Utah.
Oh, Dead Horse. Dead Horse.
It comes down to a true or false question, number 3.
Pressure's on. I'm so bad at true and false. Here we go.
On the list of proposed national parks is a place called Craters of the Moon.
Oh, wow. Is this new? You just made this up, didn't you?
No, there's actually like there's a pretty extensive list of proposed national parks. I did not realize how many national park like proposals there are. There's like one in like western Colorado, which is nice out there, but I wouldn't put a national park there, so I don't know.
Craters of the Moon. I mean, it sounds so good. It sounds so like legit for a park.
Right.
It's like I think you know that I want to say true, which is why I think it's false. But okay. I want to say false, but I feel like if I say false, I got it wrong.
I'm on Princess Bride, dude. Just pick one.
I'm going to say true.
All right. True is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not actually on the moon, just to clarify. I think it's in South Dakota, and it's got some craters there.
like the moon. Craters of the moon.
Like the moon, but not of the moon, for sure.
That's a cool name, though.
So Derek and I put some pretty serious things on the line for trivia. So you want to track that with us on our show, feel free to join us. We'd love to have you part of the family. If you're loyal to the Adventure Sports Podcast, we really appreciate you sticking with things here and sticking with us and hearing our ridiculous story and hopefully not judging us or reporting us to any authorities for anything that we may or may not have done.
It's true.
So, yeah. You got anything else?
I had a great time. Thanks for having us. Hopefully we'll be back to see you guys again. And hopefully you guys can check out Backpacking Blisters. It's a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. We will see you hopefully again.
And while Kurt's off in Africa climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, I think we're going to give you one of our top episodes from last season next week. So please check that out. That's all I got, my friend.
Check us out. Yeah, that's good. Check us out on all the social media handles, backpackingblisters.com for tips, funny stories, ridicularity, trivia, all kinds of fun stuff. We will see you again. Hopefully you guys have a great one. Stay safe on the trail.